With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into something pretty unsettling, a real gothic horror narrative.
Yeah, this isn't just your average spooky story. We're talking inherited trauma, obsession, the really blurry line between sanity and, well, delusion.
Our mission here is to unpack a YouTube video transcript, Shadow Manor, by Demon Draven Ravenscroft. We want to pull out the key insights,
Exactly. We're following the protagonist, Elias Blackwood, his whole psychological journey, and the pretty chilling legacy of Blackwood Manor itself.
So prepare yourself. This story really makes you question things, curses, family history, what happens when academic curiosity slams right into, unimaginable horror.
We'll take you through his initial summons, which is mysterious in itself, then his discoveries in the manor, which get terrifying fast.
And the unraveling of this multi-generational family curse. It's intense. Plus, the consequences of his actions are profound and, frankly, really unsettling.
Yeah, it's more than just ghosts. It's a deep look at how the past shapes us, how even a supposed win can leave these deep, indelible scars.
Okay, buckle up. Your descent into darkness and into the meaning behind it all starts now.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so the main character is Elias Thorne. The narrative paints him as etched with the weariness of a life lived in shadow, even before the manor.
Right, he's already in this self-imposed solitude, surrounded by dusty tomes on the occult. It's like he's already living in a kind of shadow, metaphorically speaking.
Which makes you think, was he somehow predisposed, like destined for this dark legacy he's about to stumble into?
It definitely feels that way. It's a classic Gothic setup, isn't it? The protagonist is already sort of primed.
And the trigger, this really cryptic letter, aged and brittle, weird script, faded ink, arrives with his junk mail.
And it mentions Blackwood Manor, a place he's never heard of but feels this immediate, inexplicable connection to.
The source says it felt like more than just a summons, it was a compulsion, a dangerous siren song.
Even though his first reaction is, this must be a joke, a cruel one.
But it plants this seed of persistent unease, and then this deeper, more primal instinct just overrides his logic.
Pushes him onto this grim pilgrimage toward the heart of his own shadowed past. It's framed less as a choice, more like he's being pulled, isn't it?
Absolutely, and his preparation is, frantic, not logical. He gathers those dusty tomes and esoteric texts he already had.
And this period is just filled with dread. He can't sleep, has these fragmented dreams, visions of shadowed figures, decaying grandeur.
He even feels watched, like his thoughts are being invaded by something malevolent. It's serious foreshadowing of the mental breakdown to come.
Long before he even sets foot in the manor, yeah.
The journey itself, just as bad. The train ride, the whole atmosphere shifts as he gets closer. The world fades out.
Replaced by this oppressive silence, a heavy blanket of foreboding. The landscape gets darker, ominous, trees like skeletal figures.
Then the taxi ride on this tiny track, a chilling wind, long, menacing shadows, just total isolation, like the world is screaming, turn back.
And then he arrives. Blackwood Manor. A Gothic monstrosity. Crumbling stone walls, windows like vacant eyes, grotesque gargoyles.
The source says it didn't just stand, it hunched. Like its posture itself was malevolent.
Wow, yeah. And the iron gates are ajar.
Yeah.
Is it an invitation or a challenge?
He steps inside, the door slams, plunges him into oppressive darkness, absolute silence.
And the narrator hits us with, this is where his descent into darkness had only just started. Chilling. The architecture itself is like a character, an evil one.
Such a chilling start, that darkness, the smell of decay. It feels like the house isn't just old, it's actively hostile. Almost alive. How does it build from there?
Oh, it leans right into that feeling Elias gets to immediately. This isn't just an old building, it's a presence.
He feels that cold dread, sees shadows rise and twist, and realizes they seem sentient, alive.
And that awful prickling awareness of being watched. The silence isn't peaceful. It's described as filled with a palpable tension.
So the house itself is the antagonist, starting with this psychological siege, not just jump scares.
Exactly. He walks down this vast, dust-laden hallway, and the cold gets worse, like it's seeping into his bones.
Walls lined with portraits, face is obscured, but the eyes. The eyes seem to follow him, like silent witnesses to whatever horrors happen there.
A house with a memory, and clearly not a pleasant one. And this is where Elias has this moment, this sort of scholar's disillusionment.
Right. He thinks this was beyond his academic curiosity, a different kind of power.
He realizes he's not just researching the occult anymore. He's stumbled into a place where it's the living, breathing reality.
That's a huge shift. His intellectual safety net is gone. Now it's an existential threat.
Yeah.
Classic Gothic horror, right?
Yeah.
The rational mind hitting the inexplicable.
Exactly. And he goes up this grand staircase, grotesque carvings, every step echoing loudly.
Upstairs, the darkness is even worse, more absolute. Dust motes look like fleeting shapes. He starts questioning his own mind, his sanity.
The house is actively trying to break him, messing with his perception.
And it seems to be working. He finds this big room, a four-poster bed with strange carvings, familiar yet alien.
At the foot of the bed, an antique wooden chest, and it's supposedly humming with a faint energy.
Inside, old leather-bound books. Pages filled with arcane symbols, diagrams, handwritten text in a language he doesn't know, but somehow understands on a gut level.
Primal level, yeah. And they talk about rituals, sacrifices, ancient, terrifying power. This is the forbidden knowledge he was maybe seeking, but now it's terrifyingly real.
So the books reveal the manor's true history, not just haunted, but home to people steeped in dark practices.
Their lives were a tapestry woven from ritualistic sacrifice and unspeakable horrors. And the manor itself became this living entity, feeding on fear and despair.
It's not a setting, it's like a parasite.
And knowing this just shreds Elias's sanity. The line between reality and illusion completely blurs. The house seems to breathe, pulsate with malevolent energy.
He feels trapped in this dance between rational fear and, weirdly, this irresistible fascination.
Then he stumbles back, just feeling certain the manor has claimed him. It's a huge turning point. His academic distance is totally gone. He's inside the horror now.
So after that really harrowing experience, Elias does manage to get away, temporarily, rents a room in a village nearby.
But yeah, as you'd expect, the whispers persisted. He did manage to salvage one thing, though. A single heavy leather-bound box from the library.
Containing old journals. The key, really, to understanding his past and this whole idea of inherited trauma.
The first journal is from Elias Thorne, his great-great-grandfather. A scholar, like our Elias.
It starts out all academic excitement, cataloging the library. But the tone shifts pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Descriptions of the manor becoming oppressive, unnerving silence, strange noises, a growing unease.
Then terrifying dreams, shadowy figures, whispers, feeling watched, paranoia setting in. It's chilling how much it mirrors our Elias's first experiences.
It suggests a pattern, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even a genetic link to this horror.
And it gets darker. Thorne starts writing about experiments with forbidden rituals, trying to harness latent power, talking to entities beyond human comprehension.
He describes grotesque visions, impossible occurrences. The later entries are frantic, incoherent. His grip on reality is clearly slipping.
Mentions of violent episodes, blackouts, and the journal just stops. The last line, the shadows claim all, like a blueprint for tragedy.
A very grim blueprint. Then there's the second journal from Ara, Thorne's daughter, so Elias's great-great-aunt.
Hers sounds like a desperate attempt to stay sane while watching her father fall apart.
She calls the manor actively malevolent, a sentient entity preying on people's minds and souls. She sees shadowy figures, monstrous forms.
And the worst part, she details a ritual sacrifice, leaves her traumatized, and then her journal tucks off too.
This one really highlights the personal cost, the real human suffering behind these dark family pacts.
Then there's a third journal, Beacon Perspective. Father Michael, a local clergyman, his are described as disjointed ramblings.
He tried to exorcise the manor, wrote about the resistance he faced, these unseen entities feeding on his fear, his faith eroding.
And crucially, he keeps mentioning Ashworth, which is Elias's family name.
Right. Father Michael also describes strange symbols, ancient sigils carved into the stonework, symbols Elias recognized from the manor.
Proof that they're marks of his ancestors, connected to their generations-long obsession with the occult.
It points to a ritualistic practice, a dark inheritance passed down the Ashworth line. This really deepens that inherited trauma theme. It's not just a curse out of nowhere, it's a legacy of choices.
And this all leads to the big, crushing revelation for Elias.
He puts it together. Elias Thorne isn't some random ancestor, he's his great-great-grandfather. Ara is his great-great-aunt.
Meaning he's not just a victim of Blackwood Manor, he's a product of it, descended from the very people who invited the darkness in.
And letters found in Ara's journal confirm the worst her father tried to force her into his rituals. Her fate wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate sacrifice.
What a devastating moment for him. It completely reframes his identity in this story, and for us, the listener, it really hits home.
Absolutely. It's the core of the story's exploration of inherited trauma. He's embodying the consequences of his ancestors' actions.
So those whispers, the shadows, the paranoia he felt weren't just in his head.
They were echoes of the past, the lingering presence of the manor's dark history. He feels inextricably linked now, trapped in this cycle of madness and despair.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How much of our own lives or struggles might be shaped by family histories or societal legacies we don't even fully understand?
Definitely. So Elias is now fully aware, immersed in this cursed legacy, and his sanity is just splintering.
The manor itself acts like a conduit for all that collective guilt. The visions get worse, reality and illusion completely blur. It's like an internal possession now.
Yeah, he starts seeing clear manifestations. Alara, the child from his earlier visions, holding a blood-stained doll.
And Elias, his ancestor, appearing as a young man, handsome but haunted.
The source says these aren't just images. They're fragments of a story unfolding before him, revealing hidden parts of the family history.
He's witnessing rituals, pacts, feeling the icy touch of some indescribable entity. It's like he's being forced to relive it all.
And the time distortions get extreme. Past, present, future, it all just melts together. He finds himself literally transported back to Blackwood Manor, reliving traumatic events.
Objects moving, whispers becoming audible. It's not just a mental breakdown. The past is literally invading his present.
This triggers a massive identity crisis. He sees patterns in his research mirroring his own experiences, realizes his ancestors were all driven by a similar darkness.
He feels like he's becoming them, inheriting their madness along with their legacy.
The text says he's rewriting his narrative,
Yeah.
weaving his family's tragedy into the fabric of his present. His sense of self is just being consumed by this ancestral trauma.
And the nightmare becomes truly real when he finds another hidden diary, this one in the basement.
Confirming the Blackwood lineage is a cursed legacy passed down through generations. He knows now he's fulfilling a prophecy. There's no way out, is there?
Doesn't seem like it. And the physical toll is immense. That scratching sound gets louder. Whispers become a cacophony.
His reflection twists into his ancestors' faces. He starts acting out, scratching walls, muttering, laughing, weeping, loses track of hygiene, time.
Becomes emaciated, weak. It's a complete physical and mental disintegration. The curse is literally consuming him.
And the climax of this stage is just chilling. Elias Thorne, the ancestor, appears in his apartment. Not a dream.
Invites him to join the shadowed ranks of his family. The mirror shatters, symbolizing that unbroken chain of darkness.
Past merges with present. Reality and hallucination dissolve. He's completely trapped. That inherited horror becomes terrifyingly personal.
But even then, even in that ravaged state, something flickers. A spark of defiance.
Yeah, a stubborn refusal to succumb entirely. He manages to push himself up. Body's broken, but he's alive. It shows that resilience, even when things seem hopeless.
And that defiance finds a focus. He turns his attention to the vortex, this pulsating void at the heart of whatever this entity's power is.
He crawls towards it, feels intense pressure, a foul stench, this awful malevolent energy.
He looks into the abyss and sees the eye.
Described as single, malevolent, vast and ancient, burning with a cold, malevolent light. No pity, no mercy, just endless hunger. A truly primal confrontation.
He knows somehow what he has to do. He couldn't allow the curse to continue.
So he reaches out, touches the vortex, lets out this raw, guttural scream of defiance.
The vortex reacts violently, pushes back, but he holds on, refuses to yield. This is that aha moment, right? That
Yeah.
small act of defiance against overwhelming evil.
It's his assertion of agency. And then something happens. The eye blinked.
Just an imperceptible movement, but it brings both fear and hope.
The vortex starts to shrink, whispers fade, pressure lessens, that ancient suffocating weight lifted. His body even starts to heal, those scars remain.
It really is the definition of a tainted triumph, though.
Totally. The manor's oppressive weight is gone. Whispers are just a dull hum. He's no longer Elias Blackwood, the cursed heir. He was Elias Blackwood's survivor.
He feels a spark of hope. The abyss blinked, he faced it, and survived.
But like you said, the victory comes at a huge, unsettling cost.
Okay, so he won, quotation marks definitely needed there, but what's the actual price? The silence afterwards isn't comforting, it's a void, a chilling emptiness.
Because the entity isn't really gone. Or rather, a part of it now resided within him, a malignant passenger in his soul.
That's not a win, that's just a transfer of the horror, a new kind of possession.
Exactly. His body aches, his senses are sharper, but there's this creeping coldness and unnerving awareness of the unseen.
His mind is sharper too, but cold and detached. Emotions feel distant, muted.
He gets flashes, images, sensations that aren't his, glimpses into the entity's own history. He even notices physical changes, subtle changes in his hands, fingers elongating, a chilling absence of warmth.
His body is becoming less human. It's the ultimate horrific irony he beat the external threat by internalizing it.
This inherited burden is now literally part of him. He feels their pain, their fears, their despair, not just metaphorically, but physically.
He realizes the true price. He broke the curse, sure, but he became a prisoner of his own victory, a vessel for the very evil he had sought to destroy.
The victory turned him into the thing he fought.
Even the manner changes. The oppressive weight is gone, but replaced by a strained, unsettling stillness. The vibrant darkness retreated, walls seem thinner.
The landscape outside is lighter, but with an unnatural clarity, a beauty born of absence. It mirrors his own internal emptiness.
But the scars remain, deeply. Solitude is now torment. He avoids mirrors, speaks in languages he doesn't understand. Memories are fractured.
Feels totally detached from humanity. He tries to leave, but the shadow of Blackwood Manor followed him. Attempts at connection fail. Doctors can't help. They can't grasp the reality of it.
He's traded one prison for another, a psychological one this time.
And his obsession changes. It's no longer about purging the entity, but understanding this chilling transformation he had inadvertently wrought.
He finds another hidden room, even older. Confirms the entity was just a fragment of something much larger, part of this psychological inheritance.
Revealing the ultimate price. His attempt to break the cycle just led to a different kind of entrapment, a psychological prison. He didn't vanquish the darkness. He became its unwilling host.
So Blackwood Manor isn't just a place anymore. It's an intrinsic part of him, an incurable part of his soul. His victory was absolutely a hollow triumph. What a chilling end.
And the cycle maybe just continues. The entity, whatever it was, just waits for the next heir, the next victim.
The story ends with uncertainty, no resolution. All those unanswered questions remained. The darkness is still there, waiting, the past unresolved. The silence lingers.
It refuses easy answers, leaving you, the listener, to grapple with what the horror truly is.
What a journey we've taken with Elias. From that curious scholar to this scarred survivor, haunted by a hollow triumph. It leaves so many questions hanging, doesn't it?
Definitely. Like, what was that entity? Was it literal? A manifestation of the family's collective trauma? Was the curse really broken or just transformed, passed on in a new way?
And what's the ultimate price for messing with forces we can't comprehend?
This whole deep dive into Shadow Manor, it goes beyond just a haunted house story. It's a really chilling look at obsession, the crushing weight of generational guilt, and, the catastrophic results of digging too deep into the unknown.
It really makes you ask yourself, how much of our own past, our family's history, defines who we are? Can we ever really escape those inherited shadows?
Or are we maybe, in some fundamental way, destined to embody them?
And here's a final thought to leave you with. If your victory leaves you changed beyond recognition, basically a vessel for the very thing you fought, is that really a win?
Or is the most terrifying horror realizing that the darkness you tried to conquer might have been inside you all along, just waiting to claim its legacy?